our defense, if you tell any offense in the NFL, you say, hey, all you got to do is score 21 points, every offense besides the Bears is ecstatic because they know, oh, I can put up 21 points. It's 2019 in the NFL. Titans, all they've needed to do was score 21 points. They'd be 3-0. If they scored 21 points in each of their games, they'd be 3-0. They can't do that because their offense is garbage. So it's like, I don't want to blow it up because we have pieces. Our defense is fantastic. We're getting Taylor Lewan back. I really think Taylor Lewan, Saffold, Dennis Kelly, Delaney Walker, Johnny Smith, Corey Davis. I think those are Derrick Henry. All those guys are very good pieces. We just need someone to put it all together. And really, if Mariota cannot be a quarterback that takes chances down the field, makes throws, gotta get a new quarterback. You can't be a quarterback in the NFL and do 2-yard dump offs on 3rd and 12. You can't do that.
I think that is the issue with Tennessee right now. It's just the quarterback. It's the quarterback play, and until the quarterback play improves, I don't know. He's not the guy right now. You do need another quarterback. I think that's really all it boils down to.
Yeah, and I don't think Ryan Tannehill's the answer either. I don't think Tannehill will change anything.
I don't think either.
So I do think you write out Mariota. And he's got to be aggressive because he's done it before. We've seen him do it. If he could be aggressive, I truly think if he could be aggressive and take shots down the field and not be so scared to throw an interception or be so scared that he holds on to the ball for 4 seconds when they're sending 6 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think we could be successful, and he could be a good quarterback. But he just doesn't take any chances.
Mm-hmm. Good news for you is week 4 through 9. I think you guys got a lot of winnable games. You get Taylor Lewan back week 5. Next week's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be a really close game. Falcons, Titans. We'll see how that goes. I don't think it's make or break yet for the Titans. I just looked at week 5 through 9 schedule. I think you guys are going to have a lot of winnable games, and you can make up a lot of ground. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at this before, and, so out of the next games going into the bye week, we need to, if the Titans can manage to only lose 2 more, which is tough. It's very tough.
Which week is the bye week?
But it's doable. Week 11.
Oh,
if we can manage to only lose 2 more, I mean we're in prime position. It's a tough second half of the schedule after that bye week, but we'd be in position to win or get into the playoffs. I don't know if we will. I don't think we will based on the way we've played. But if we ended up going into that bye week, what would we be? 6-4 or something like that?
Yeah,
I don't think it would be crazy to think about.
It's not, because based on your schedule. I mean, you go Falcons, Bills, Jets. That's not necessarily the order,
Denver.
But it's those teams. Then the Chargers, and then someone else not great. But
it's Falcons, Buffalo, Denver, Chargers, Tampa Bay, Carolina, Kansas City, and then the bye week.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of winnable games on that schedule. I kind of think you got to win either Atlanta or you got to win Carolina, and you got to win the rest of them.
I think you have
obviously.
to win both of those.
You got to win one of those two because that's the one of the two I think you lose, and then you lose to Kansas City.
I think you got to win. I think you got to beat Atlanta, Buffalo, Denver, Tampa Bay, and Carolina, and lose to the Chargers and the Chiefs.
I thought I saw the Jets on there. I guess not.
No, it was Denver, not Jets.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. We'll see. I think we'll see. I don't know what you're gonna see with that Carolina team. This Carolina team's just, I don't know. They turn it up every now and then. So yeah, this Carolina team's just, I don't know. You saw what they did. They put up a lot of points this week against the Cardinals, who aren't necessarily good, but you never know. Maybe Cam Newton does get healthy. So you don't know what you're going to get with Carolina just yet. So who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk. I guess we'll go Carolina Cardinals since we just started talking about Carolina. Carolina, Kyle Allen, dominant. That offense looks great. The Cardinals, they kind of showed what I kind of expected most of the year. Just not a very good team. I feel like an idiot. I took the Cardinals. I feel really dumb.
Yeah, I can understand why you would, and I don't think it was like the dumbest thing ever. What did you think about the? Did you hear about the reports that says Cam Newton's foot has been injured all year? I mean, since the preseason.
I thought that was already known. Or was it his shoulder? I knew he's been playing with an injury though.
Well, they said like apparently like it was worse than people thought. Like we knew he had an injury that they said was better, but it was worse than they thought, and he's still dealing with it. And they've ruled him out for next week. I just don't know what's going. Because it's like, why would you play him week 1, week 2? I don't think that injury is that bad. I think he's played poorly, and they just want an excuse. But it's like, because why would you play him week 1, week 2, and you put Allen in, and he was great, and so it's like, why would you not have played him earlier, or do you not trust him? And if you don't, like, is it that much worse than what you were getting under Cam? So I just don't know about what's happening behind the scenes with this Panthers team.
I don't either. I do think that was a Ron Rivera game. He was just tired of hearing Cam Newton about all this, and he said, this is a must-win game, and he just got them all fired up. He did the Riverboat Ron thing, got the whole team fired up. Greg Olsen had one of those games where he just looks ageless, and Kyle Allen, he played really well for a young kid. They go to Houston next week, which is going to be tough, but I'm going to call that the Riverboat Ron game.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
All right, what do we have next? Oh, Lions-Eagles. Matt, I told you. This Eagles team stinks. They're not good. They have no receivers. Their offensive line stinks. They're exactly what you expect in Philadelphia. They're all hype, but you just put all that hype into a trash can, you light it on fire, and they're a dumpster fire. That's what Philadelphia is. It's always going to be that way, and that's what you got right now.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't think that this offensive line is bad. I do agree their skill positions need some work.
A lot of work.
Need some real work.
A lot of work. I think it's safe to say I think they're the worst team in the NFC East. No doubt in my mind.
I don't think so at all.
Third worst. Pretty easy. After you saw what Daniel Jones did.
They're the second best.
Third worst. Daniel Jones, clearly better than... They're tied right now with the Giants for the third place in the NFC East, or second place for the NFC East. So, we'll see once they play each other. We'll see who's the better team.
Yeah.
It should be the Eagles. The Eagles should dominate. I think the Eagles are in a lot of trouble going into Thursday night. They're going to Lambeau. They're already all banged up. Last week they had to miss a practice because they were so banged up. They had to say, all right, no, we just can't practice today. Or they did they did some weird practice where they had to basically take the day off. And now they have a short schedule. That's a tough one for the Eagles. This team's in a lot of trouble. Yeah, I don't think they're very good either. Secondary still stinks. If you got anything else to say about the Eagles, I think it's time to start praising the Lions.
I think this Eagles team, I think they have good pieces. I think they'll, they just have a terrible secondary and terrible wide receivers, and it's hard to win games like that. Passing's important in this league. So Detroit, I'm not sure.
I know. I don't know what to think about Detroit.
2-0, right? 2-0-1.
2-0-1. They're a competitive group. I think the defense is widely underrated. I don't even know if I can name a single player on their defense right now. They have a lot of pieces on offense. We've talked about that earlier in the year. Matt Stafford's not a terrible quarterback. He's going to find those players, and they're finding ways to win. And that's kind of what That's kind of what I think about Detroit right now. They're a mystery. I still think they're a mystery.
I feel like that Cardinals game still, it's just like one of those, it's like I just never feel good about them. Watching them I'm like, ugh, they really could lose this week. And their defense has been, pretty decent, pretty good. But and like I know Matthew Stafford can throw the ball. He can also miss a lot of people and throw the ball to the other team.
You can do that too.
So it's just like I don't think they're a real threat to make the playoffs, and I think they're going to be the worst in this division, partially because that division is so good. But it's just like I just don't have a good feeling about like the Lions in any matchup.
I know that's, and they keep proving people wrong. They should have beat the Cardinals too. They should be 3-0 right now, but they're 2-0-1. They're undefeated.
Yeah,
they're going to get their first loss next week. They're playing the Chiefs, but they're only a 6-point dog against the Chiefs in Ford Field. So we got some undefeated matchups next week.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's all I got. What's the next game? Miami, Dallas. Close first half, and then Dallas pulled away. Dallas was dealing with a lot of injuries, and they still took care of business. They pulled away second half. Defense was looking good. Jalen Smith was on fire. We got Robert Quinn back. We're not back. I guess we got Robert Quinn's first game as a Dallas Cowboy. He had a sack, I believe. And then we cut Taco Charlton this week. Taco Charlton, our first round pick 3 years ago. He joined the Dolphins. He got a sack against the Cowboys. So that was kind of frustrating to see. Other than that, it was a bad first half from the Cowboys, but they took care of business in the second half. Covered. And you know what? Good teams win. Great teams covered. The Cowboys are 3-0 against the spread.
Yeah. So the Dallas, you never want to struggle against Miami. That's never a good thing. But that was probably more of just them, knowing who their opponent was and probably being lethargic and overlooking them a little bit. But this Dallas offense in the second half and what we've seen this year is, I think, a better offense than we've seen from Dallas in a long time. And, I don't see anybody stopping them anytime soon. And they're going to continue to win games if they keep playing like they did in the second half and how they've done in their other games.
Matt, I have a confession to make.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little worried about Sunday Night Football against the Saints. A little worried. We're a little banged up. The Saints looked good. I don't think Seattle's very good. We'll go into that game here in a sec. But I'm a little worried.
I don't think I'd be that worried with no Breeze.
I'm a little worried. We're banged up. We got to show up. We got to get ready for a big game. We haven't had a big game like all year. The only big game we had was opening day against the Giants, and we started off slow, and then we're like, all right, let's play hard, and then haven't really had to play hard. We've just been playing to like our level of our competition. Then like, all right, let's pull away now, and I don't know. They need a big game. They need to get tested. I'm hoping Sunday Night Football they come out playing hot and they come out playing strong. Only a 3-point favorite, which is kind of I don't like that. I think we should be way more. All right, let's do Seattle, New Orleans. Matt, you go first.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like how Pete Carroll got hit with the ball. He was questionable for the game, which I thought was hilarious. But the Saints team, that took them a while to find their stride. That makes sense. It's Teddy Bridgewater, but they had a couple real bad in the first half, or not first half, the first quarter, and part of the second quarter too. They just had some real bad looking drives. They just didn't look great. They got lucky. Chris Carson, 3 fumbles on the year, 3 lost fumbles. They had one that was returned for a touchdown in this game. But then in the third quarter, or in the second part of the second half and the third quarter, it looked like Teddy Bridgewater was kind of finding his stride a little bit. And he managed to get 2 touchdown passes. Kamara did a lot of the work on one, and the other one was a 1-yarder. But, he was making some passes, and it looks like he could be an okay stopgap. And